I got exposed to Yale was early on, because I had the opportunity to actually come to Yale during a summer program. It was actually a very exciting experience because I had never been to the Northeast in my life. I actually had never crossed the Florida border. So I remember when I came for the summer program here, a pre-med summer program, it was the first time I had ever been to the Northeast. So that was exciting all on its own. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, if I don't like it, because had never left Florida, then it's only 6 weeks and then I'll be gone back to my comfort zone. But I was actually very impressed in how much I loved the community here. The program itself was amazing, but I think what was even better was getting to know the Yale medical students while they were here and see the community that is between the students and how much support they get from the faculty, and also the way that they interact with each other and how they work as a team rather than competition that occurs in other medical schools. So that was definitely something that I fell in love with. And I remember when I left, I was like, wow, this is truly a place I would like to go back to. So the following summer, I actually applied to a summer research program. And once again, I came back to Yale for another 10 weeks. And during that time, I was able to work with a faculty member doing research. After I came back for a second summer and did their summer research program, I again had another chance to be here for 10 weeks and got to work with a faculty member. And I also got to see lectures by different faculty here at Yale. And once again, I remember leaving here and saying, this is my dream school, but never did I think that I was gonna, a few years later actually be a medical student here. So it's definitely been very exciting. I remember when I got the letter, I just couldn't believe that. Exactly, yeah, I actually cried and screamed, and I immediately called my mom. I remember I couldn't dial the number fast enough. So I'm definitely not the traditional student. I never imagined that I would be at Yale. Never would I have considered applying to Yale for medical school. And I just think that, having been exposed to it and realizing that it's not as people say. There's regular people here from all different backgrounds, and realizing that, gave me the opportunity to apply, and now I'm here, and it really is what I thought it would be. It's an amazing school. Before, I'm what they call the SNMA baby, because when I was in undergrad, I was actually part of the MAPS chapter, which is the Minority Association of Pre-Health Students, which is the chapter sponsored by the medical school SNMA chapter, the Student National Medical Association. So I was part of that in undergrad, and that's how I actually found out about the summer medical program, summer pre-med program here at Yale. And then I came to Yale, and that's how I was actually exposed to Yale, and now I'm actually part of SNMA baby, because in my undergrad I was part of MAPS, which is the Minority Association of Pre-Health Students, and that's the parent, the baby organization to SNMA, the Student National Medical Association. That is where I actually got introduced to the summer pre-med program that I did here at Yale. And then now that I'm a medical student here, I'm actually part of the board. The president of the Boricua Latino Health Organization, which at Yale works, is pretty much SNMA BLHO, the Student National Medical Association, and the Boricua Health Organization work as one. We have the same meetings, we do all our pipeline programs together, so it's an honor to see how I was able to go through the different pipe programs to get to where I am now and be able to give back and through my involvement in the organization at this point. Another thing that I think is very important for people to know about New Haven and about Yale is that when you hear New Haven as a Latina, I never ever imagined I would even see another person speak Spanish. So I was actually very surprised when I came here for the first time to see that there's Latinos talking Spanish on the streets. In fact, there's a community, the Fair Haven community. It's predominantly Latinos. I actually get to volunteer in the Haven Free Clinic, which is a student-run clinic by Yale Med School, and there all my patients that I help see speak Spanish. So I actually get to hablar español more than I ever thought I would up here in the Northeast, having been from Florida all my life. So that's definitely something that I think is important for people to know that there's a huge minority and community of color here in New Haven. So you will see people like you, and they will be your patients in the hospital. And I know a lot of us like to give back to our own people. So I have had the opportunity to do that here at Yale and in New Haven. If I had to do it all over again, in terms of what medical school to choose, I could tell you with my eyes closed that I would pick Yale in a heartbeat. And I think I had the luck of being able to come to Yale, and actually would do it all over again with my eyes closed. I would, in a heartbeat, say yes. I truly love being here. I love the community. My classmates are amazing. I really appreciate the fact that here at Yale I am a medical student and I get to learn medicine, because that's what's going to save my patients. But I also think it's important that I have and had the chance in first year to do other things, such as I love salsa dancing, and that was my stress reliever all through undergrad. And I remember graduating and thinking, okay, never again. But I actually have been able to do that here, because we have the freedom in the curriculum to do other things, to help the community as I do in the Haven Free Clinic. And that actually, that's what makes me happy, that I'm here and I'm getting the education, and I'm also doing things for myself and for the community. To when I was actually choosing between schools, because as you all are going to go through it, first you really want to get into the medical school. You go to those you go to the interview and you really want them to like you, and then you get acceptance letters, hopefully a lot, throughout the month. But then when it's all said and done and you realize what schools chose you, then it becomes your time to think about what school do you want to go to and choose a certain school. And I remember that even though I had come to Yale and I had experienced that there were other schools that a lot of people are going to face with that they like. Not a lot of people had the luck that I had been able to come to Yale and been here for 2 summer programs and actually gotten to know the school personally. For some people it's just visiting while they're interviewing. But nonetheless, I remember thinking back when I was trying to choose between schools, and I just remember that community environment that I saw. And I think that you could even see that when you come here for interview. People in lunch interacting, like genuinely, students are friends, they help each other out, there's study groups, things get sent on the emails all the time, different study guides. So it's that environment where students are able to help each other and not compete that really drew me to the school. Not to mention the fact that I saw a lot of support for minority students. Yes, we're not a huge community within the medical school, even though we're trying to increase that as much as we can. We're actively trying to increase that. But the important thing is that the students that are here, we are very united. I feel like I have a family away from home. I say that SNMA BLHO is my family here, and most of my good friends I've met through SNMA BLHO, and we hang out and we have dinners together and do things outside of actual meetings and things like that, because you feel like you truly have a family here. And I saw that when I was here. I saw it even before being a medical student. Now I know it's true, but I remember seeing it. And I guess another reason why I chose Yale is the Yale system. The Yale system, as I've mentioned before, is truly amazing. It allows you to learn in whatever way you can learn, it facilitates. Because there's the lectures, which we're all accustomed to, but there's a lot of workshops in which you have small group workshops where you are with a professor, and then you're going over problems depending on which course, and that's when you're actively working, and I feel like that's a great learning. And I remember them talking a lot about workshops, and I felt like that's the way I learned, so I was very inclined to that.